What's good? So today looks super easy. As long as we get the price action we need, today looks like just a walk in the park, like just free money. So look at this. So dude, look at the moves this week, bro. Like so much bigger than like recent price action. But anyway, we chopped over the last couple of days, and now we're moving out of that zone. I mean, we didn't exactly chop on the even on the 4 hour. We didn't. On the daily we did a bit, but on the 4 hour it's kind of been pretty consistent. Like yesterday was disappointing because look, even there. So for 2 days basically, which was Tuesday and yesterday, Wednesday, we just kind of chopped in this area, which wasn't great, and there was so much validation on Tuesday for longs here because this wick was one of the main, and then yeah, it just didn't happen. Wednesday, I think we then looked at shorts. Again, we had some decent confluence, but ended up getting break even. So I'm down on the week. I'm 1.5% from passing. There are no daily drawdown rules, so I'll just be risking 1%. Because usually it's like 1%, sometimes 1%, or it might be 2%. I think on a 50k, like 2% is the maximum daily. But they've took it off now on Top Step, and on the new accounts, they've just added some really good stuff. I think this is in response to all the other futures prop firms doing like super cheap deals and easy targets, but Top Step have just had, instead of like giving you like what the others have been doing, like better easier targets and more drawdown or whatever, Top Step are keeping exactly the same rules, but they're making the making it like a quality of life kind of upgrade within trading. Things like for payouts and things like as soon as you've passed, you can access your funded straight away with no waiting around. And then things like when a lot of prop firms do reset rebills, it still does that, but if you don't need the reset, it actually just adds up. It just adds up for you. So if you've not failed the account, it'll just add up, and then when you do reset, it delays your payment by another month. I don't know if it delays your payment or if you manually pay yourself, but regardless, it's pretty good. I'm gonna wait until I pass this to buy anything else. I'm gonna wait for a payout, and then I'll just go all in on those accounts because they're so good at it. And as well, when you go for a payout, so say you're like 10% up and you want to take 5k out, after you've done that, you can access the account straight away again. It's not like they need to wait to reset it. Like you're just able to take away, it takes it off the balance, and then you're good to go again straight away, which is really good. So it's just like easy life things now. Coming into market opening, look, we're accumulating. This is going to be such an obvious sweep. I'm really hoping this looks perfect for ES to sweep pre-market lows and NQ to not. And then basically, the only really real draw we have are these external highs here. So if I just do that, I'm just going to mark out these 4 hour wicks, but they would be the realistic targets for the day, really. Realistically, I mean, look, these are hourly highs here. We've already took out this hourly high on ES. We haven't, so we can always mark that because it can still act as a draw on liquidity for reaction. But yeah, 4 hour is bullish. We've still got a 4 hour candle to close yet. I'm gonna wait for macro. I'm not gonna be stupid and trade like I did yesterday and the day before. I won one, lost one, so I ended up $250 down, which it's a small loss to learn a lesson from. So I'm glad it happened, because I probably would have, if I hadn't done it then, it would have been when I was funded, and I would have probably risked more, and I probably would have crashed out. So it's way better making that mistake now. But everything's bullish. Look, 1 hour's bullish, 4 hour bullish. Now we will create a 4 hour fair value gap here, so price might want to retrace into that after 3. With no news, unemployment claims came out. It didn't seem to have much of an effect, as we can see. There you go. It did a small 5-minute doji candle. That was it. you go. Look at that. So yeah, not much to go off really. We also have relative equal lows here on ES, which is great. With 3 minutes to market open, 3.5 minutes. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for us. Like I said, we can easily target London highs just as a first draw. But I'm gonna be full risk in this today. If the opportunity strikes, there's no need to not. The only worry I have is like a setup forming like I did yesterday. But yesterday the setup formed, I took it and then I lost it. So that just shows that setups don't always form straight away, but it could do today. And if it did, and we came all the way up, I would just get a continuation entry. I'm not like too forced, like an SMT off a fair value gap entry. Just because of what we're targeting on the draws and liquidity, I'm not too fussed. I'm going to be a lot more patient today. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to price action today. Nothing might happen. I've got to expect to, be prepared for the worst. But we can hope for the best price action. Now we have Asia lows and London lows. I really don't think we're going to come back into this range here. In all honesty, we have made quite a big move up in London, but we could come crashing down. But I don't really think we will. That's just my personal opinion. I think because of the trend we're doing right now, look at this. We would really have to look, that 4-hour candle could easily be the same for this one. We could easily bomb it down in the last hour, half an hour. But just as equally we might not. So initially I'm gonna look for an SMT based on what I see. So if we don't get the SMT on say pre-market lows, then yeah, I'll probably look for London lows. But there's no hourly draws here. There's only 30-minute lows, which I will actually mark out, because since there's nothing else to mark out, I may as well mark these out because they exist. And it looks like we're going to take out pre-market lows. I mean, we're still in pre-market, so these aren't technically pre-market lows, but we're already getting an SMT off this accumulation area. Look, so I will be moving these pre-market lows, but I'll just wait until market opens. Right, let's move our pre-market lows. See, I'm not too worried about this because market can just keep going lower. So, and we can just take out the pre-market lows then. It's actually a super good draw now. I mean, we have an SNC of these lows anyway. What are they? 30-minute lows, 15-minute lows. So, yeah, we'll see how we're doing. We're respecting this 15-minute gap on NQ, but that's not to worry. Market is less than a minute, but 10 seconds away from opening, so come on, watch it not take out. Oh, there we go. See, right. Let's just check here. So we've already got an SMT, which is fine, and we've got these 30-minute lows that we're approaching as well. Oh, I need to mark out this hourly fair value gap as well, which I forgot to mark out. One hour fair value gap. Oh, so we already wait. Is that the right one? What candle is this hour? It's the 9 o'clock candle. Oh, no way. So it's all the way down here. So this is like super good. So we're still taking out 5-minute lows, which is still good. But we've got the S&T here, we've tapped the fair value gap. Now we could go for these 30-minute lows, but there's not too much pressure on that. Just have to wait and see. I'm actually just going to probably walk away from market right now because we've got this. I don't want to be looking for setups, to be honest. I kind of want to just let price play out for the next 19 minutes. So I'm probably just going to walk away from market and do something, play a game of chess. So I decided against a chess game, but reaction's looking pretty good so far. Do you know what? The reason I've actually been trading pre-macro, I don't necessarily... I think there was a mixture of, like... Yeah, I didn't want to miss out on markets, so of course there was a little bit of FOMO, but it's because the guy I learned off, TJR, he's been trading a bunch pre-macro. And another guy I follow, PJ Trades, they both have been trading pre-macro. And even though they both say, wait for macro, perfect time to take a trade, and I get, they've been doing this for like 5 years plus, 9 years for PJ. And it's like, they have that discernment to make that decision, but I think watching them is continue to make me be somewhat like jealous and envious of that they're making money and they're getting this opportunity from pre-macro and I'm not, and it's like, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to stay patient. I proved to myself that this system works because I traded it last month and I made just shy of 7% and I passed the phase 1 and I'm now 1.5% from passing this. I was actually in one of my trades that got stopped at break even last week or the week before. I was $200 from passing the account, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm just trying to not have FOMO right now. I mean, look, we already did a equilibrium reaction trade, but if we mark out this 1 minute equilibrium here, and we've got an order block as well. So there you go, order block equilibrium. I'm only going to live test these because I refuse to put myself and my position in jeopardy because I want to prove, like, you know, that whatever. Because you know, I could very well miss on this opportunity, and knowing my luck, the last 2 days I traded, one was just dumb luck, and then the next one was a loss, and so it evened out with a very small loss. But today, knowing my luck, this one would be the one that wins and wins big. So that was a perfect reaction, bro. I would literally enter this if we were in macro. And look, we have a fair value gap entry here on ES. But again, I traded just as good a setup yesterday on this pre-macro. Probably an even better entry than this actually. And it got stopped. So I need to learn from that, you know. But that's a super good reaction. That'd be something I'd be willing to trade if we were post-macro. But again, look, market wants to come down. We may come down and sweep the 1 minute lows now and get an SMT off of that. But I'm going to trust this main SMT. And we might even want to come for pre-market lows here, which is absolutely fine. I'm just going to redo this. So yeah, look, because we still have the SMT off these 30 minutes, so I'm not going to worry about pre-market low macro if we do want to come down and take it out. But yeah, look, we're coming down now, so this is exactly why you don't enter, because yeah, if I was treating this based on yesterday, I would have entered that there. And it's the wrong decision, it's immature. So, do you know what? Whilst we're waiting, let's see how... I had a great gold trade this morning. Look at this. So I'm just going to mark out everything, right? Because I saw this in work, and obviously I don't have time to like constantly check charts. I only get like a couple of minutes, or like say on my break I can just have a quick look. Oh my goodness, this was like the best trade ever. Wait, never mind. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. Okay, no, it wasn't. So or maybe it was. I don't know. Actually, no. This wouldn't have been a trade. It might have been a half risk trade, but basically we took out. Well, we took out Asia highs, and I swear there was an X. This might be different. It might be a different chart on my CFD chart. On my CFD chart, this looked perfect, but basically we took out highs, and I swear there was an external high over here on my CFD chart. So it looked, it was on the 4 hour or something, I swear. Yeah, I think these highs here, they were all the way up here on my CFD chart. Let me have a look, because I feel like there's no way I've read that wrong. That's what amazes me about, yeah, that's right. So this, these highs here, right? I'll tell you the price difference now from, so from this middle external high, because I can tell the difference here. So from this to there, okay, 25.4, right? So if I look at my CFD chart, 390. So it was 7. It was 7 compared to 25.4. So if we think here, if I now go 7, look, so these highs were here, like, and this market swept here. This high was here, and then we came down. So yeah, my CFD chart looked perfect, because we were also on my CFD chart. Here the 4 hour also reacts differently. So on here, I mean, it shows an inverse here, so, and a break of structure for hour, and we never recovered from that. We never came and closed above this swing high here. So we were technically in bearish order flow on the 4 hour, and on my CFD chart, we actually broke structure on the 4 hour prior to market open, overnight. And then as we came up, so let's just imagine that it was an accumulation as well. So if you see here how this is just a range, and then it was basically like if we were here and then we sweep literally right from here, we sweep here, and then, but obviously it was here instead, and then this move, and then it was literally break of structure, entry, and then you would I mean, look, it would have hit a 1 to 2, but you target these lows and these, and then anything lower. But it was such a good trade. It looks so much better on my CFD chart. That's what's so annoying. And update on this is that, do you know what? I need to put this live test in. I'm not gonna lie. I need to just have it here. Yes, it might make me a little bit mad, but well, even that's only a 1 to 2 risk reward. It's like, bro, obviously it's the time I don't trade pre-macro. It's freaking stupid. There was no entry on ES though, really. We have an order block entry, I suppose you could do, but considering we inverse this gap, you would want to wait until we're inversed here. So you would probably do that, and then probably put your stop here. Well, look how high London highs are, so to be fair, you could probably put it at the low here and just target these. But if you did want to put it underneath here, you'd have a nice 1 to 3. So I'll keep that as a live test, to be fair. I think that's a valid live test. I'm not happy about this though, not gonna lie. Well, I'm happy about where price is going, but my typical luck is that I miss out on trades and price leaves me. Especially in August as well. It's like there's not been one decent trade opportunity yet. Though we are only a week into August, so I mean, if you think I only need literally to take 3 winning trades this month and decent trades to make like close to 10%. I'd make between 6 and 9% depending on my risk level and risk reward and my risk management. And obviously that doesn't include losses, but you know what I mean? I think even a 5% gain this month is going to be good. Look, price is moving hella down now. This is why I don't trade pre-macro, bro. Not anymore. And that live test is absolutely ruined. I'm going to delete that now. It was only a quick one. I wouldn't trade this anyway because ES isn't the lagging index. Or at least it's the one that swept, so NQ is the lagging index here. And the ones trade. We've just made SMTs off these 1 minute lows. I'm going to get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. It doesn't matter, bro. There's no point being hung up over an entry that doesn't exist in my model. So, 1 minute lows. 1 minute lows. We did exactly this yesterday. We did a setup after in pre-macro, and then macro towards macro we swept again, and then we made the move. So we've got an S&T of these 1 minute lows now, and we're getting closer to 5 minutes away from macro. So I'm also going to mark out, let me just do blue on these. I'll get rid of them if there's no SMT formed, but currently ES is forming now 2 SMT, or NQ is forming a second SMT. We've had the high time frame pre-market lows, the 30-minute lows, and the hourly fair value gap SMT, and now we're looking at this. So for me, I'd want to see a break of structure, fair value gap fill, or this inverse fair value gap. It's a big inverse though, and then I'd want to see that, and then realistically an entry might look like this right now, but that is all I need to pass, I think. No, I need more than that to pass. But anyway, it's gonna be okay. But we will take opportunity where we see it. So we can get rid of that now because the SMT isn't valid anymore. But we've come and took out market open lows. Oh, did we not take out the 30-minute lows on? Oh, okay. So there's no 30-minute lows. It's just pre-market lows that we've got the S&T on so far, and market open lows. So we might get an extension into these 30-minute lows. Okay, that's fine. Right, pre-market lows still haven't been wiped. This is looking really good, thank you. Yeah, sure, we're making relative equal lows on the 30-minute or the hourly, but it's not anything to worry about. Like I said, now we've hit, we just tapped over 50% of the hourly fair value gap as well. So even if we take out pre-market lows now, I am not too fussed because we still have these 30-minute lows, but it looks like we're moving good. So I am now going to be looking for my setup because by the time my setup actually forms and is valid, I will be, what is it called? When my setup actually forms now, I'll be ready to enter because it'll be macro. But there we go, pre-market lows are now been swept. We've come lower here, absolutely fine. I'm just thinking though, look at this, London highs were swept. ES has done a huge SMT off of it. Shorts would be valid here because we took out pre-market highs as well. I didn't mark out pre-market highs just because we were already like moving pretty big, but no, given that 4 hour is bullish, 1 hour is bullish, and we fill in the fair value gaps here, we've took out pre-market lows, filled the rest of the fair value gap. 30-minute is bullish, 15-minute is bearish, but not, it's only broke structure, it's not an actual trend. 5 minute is bullish now because we broke structure back up, bro. There's nothing to say here that shorts would be the answer when you're trading the predominant trend. There's literally nothing. Let's get my phone on charge and then let's get I need to start figuring out what my risk level's gonna be. I wish they had a copy trader on FTMO or MetaTrader 5. I did contact FTMO about it because the support's so good on FTMO, and they always ask how like my trading's going when I've passed the challenge or whatever. So I always message them and just say if it's gone well or whatever. And I did say to them, you need a copy trader, like some built-in copy trader somehow through MetaTrader 5, and they just said they don't have that and they probably won't, but they're happy for someone like me to use a copy trader who is just using my own trades basically against myself. So it's sorry, I'm about to lock in because we're coming into macro and I need to figure out my risk. I'll be doing full risk on this trade, by the way. I may even do 1.5%. No, actually, no, I won't. I'll do 1%. Which is 725. So we're gonna get. I'm hoping this 1 minute break structure. We're in a reaction zone right now because of this fair value gap. I wouldn't mind entering off of the inverse either. Right, no inversion, which is fine. Which means we'll probably now inverse this. And I really want this 1 minute fair value gap fill. Just have to see what market does. Water, bro. Oh, of course. Of course, we just continue up and up. See, ES is going to offer a way better entry here. But nothing to worry about. We'll just keep looking. I'm going to also mark out. Can't make this show, bro. It's my luck. Well, it's not necessarily luck, is it? It's the markets. I can't predict the markets, and they'll do what they're going to do, but bro, we have a perfect setup here. Inverse value gap and a fair value gap. Market doesn't want it. And if I had entered just off this breaker structure here, I'd be up 1%. Simple as that, look. I could have entered right here. Okay, maybe not 1%, but very close to it. We may only come and fill this fair value gap, which if we do and react, I'm still entering. But now, my risk reward gets chopped in half if I go with that, which is ridiculous. I'd rather just wait, bro. Right, so we got one fair value gap fill. If we get a reaction, I'll enter. Let's check ES. ES does not have a... Oh, it does have a fair value gap fill, they both do. probably gonna have to go on micros. Has to be a bullish close though. We have to be fair, let's have a look at this. Yeah, I'm gonna enter. Okay, I probably could have. Oh no, I've messed that up. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Bro. Telling you now, these are some dog shit entries. I'm just going to target the external 1 hour high. See, the thing is like, one sec, I'm just going to put my take profit. So it was like, look, this is why you've just got to enter. Because look, if I was waiting for a perfect entry, for it to all the way come back down here, just for I've got to enter when structure tells me to. Those are the rules I set for myself. I'm just going to set my take profit where I'd actually pass. Because I actually don't need, so my actual take profit is set here. This external high here. I'm going to go mark it out on my thing now, where I've actually entered. So that makes sense. I'm just going to put it somewhere like here. Oh, I've already done it. Yeah, so my take profit is actually here. on all my FTMO accounts, but yeah, we'll just stay patient. Once we hit this first target here, I'm going to, it's 23,700, which is great. That's the first hourly. Is it hourly? Oh, that's a fair value gap. When did I mark that out? Or did I go on the 30 minute? Oh no, it's just okay. Never mind. So when we hit that, that's gonna be my break-even point. So yeah. I don't know. Okay, so that's very near. So if you look here, so I'll just put that. Bro, I literally just paid my what's it called? I forgot what it's called now. My rebill on Top Step. And I said, what if I pass today? I predicted this like a week ago. I said, I'm gonna pay it and I'm gonna pass on the day I pay it. Can't make it up, bro. But it's fine. We're just gonna look at this. The hourly is about to close and the hourly candle looks amazing. If you look here, look. Like I said, bro, free money today. Patient, wait for the setup. Just gotta keep waiting. If it's done this in a few minutes, I reckon we'll be there pretty soon in the next probably 10-20 minutes. But we are in August, so we could see fair value gaps, etc. I actually got a way better entry on my live account. See, we're already within a 4 hour fair value gap on my CFD chart, but the 4 hour moves differently anyway. So we do have an SMT off the external highs, off London highs. Well, not even London highs, just these highs. We still have a pretty strong SMT. But ES is not broken structure. It's about to do a doji candle. That might close bullish. I've got literally 5 seconds and I can tell you. Doji candle closed bullish. We filled in a 1 hour fair value gap, like I said. Filled in a 4 hour fair value gap on my CFD chart. So yeah. Let's just have a look here. So I just want to see if there's anywhere else I can take profits. Not take profits, but no, not really, because we've inversed this gap. Let me just check what risk reward we're at right now. See, we're only at a 1-to-1. So I want to let this play out because, bro, I don't think market's going to come out. I'd rather just wait until we're at this, which is a 1 to 1.5, which is basically my take profit. It's typical. Right. No, Justin, we're not going anywhere. I know we're trading. Gotta expect retraces, but just have to see, bro. I've not set to break even, by the way. Like, I'm literally... Which reminds me, I need to check my stop losses in place on all of these. Yeah, so stop loss is in place, so there's nothing really to worry about. It just depends what market wants to do now. Like I said, I think we're going to get healthy retraces. I don't care about a 1 minute break of structure when 5 minute has broke structure and then continued, and then 15 minute has done a continuation with a sweep of the low, and the 30 minute has done a sweep of the low and a continuation, and the hour has done a sweep of the low, filled in the rest of the fair value gap and done a continuation, and the 4 hour continuation. I really don't. The thing is, we're in the hour now of market open, the first full hour of market open we're in. And generally this is when the bigger moves are going to be made. So if we're going to keep climbing higher, we're going to do that. We're not going to do like this 4 hour like little candle or one of these little hour candles. We're going to push even further than this. So like I said, I've got to trust what market wants to do. Gotta let it ride, bro. It's way too soon to put into break even, because I'm pretty sure on all of some of these accounts, if I had moved to break even, I would have been stopped out. So it would have been a dumb thing to do. So I'm not nervous, I don't care, I just want the market to do its thing. And I trust the market, I trust my my read of the market. I think it was a brilliant read. I don't think I've done anything wrong yet. I'm waiting until market deserves my exit, because look, there's not even any 30-minute. Even the first 30-minute fair value gap is still at this green area. That's the main draw. 5 minute. Let's go have a look. Look. So if we're here, the next 5-minute highs are here and then here again. So I'm not even. That is like literally the main target right now. And then for ES, it's London highs, but ES is moving down. How typical. But we've still got a good 1 hour reaction. We've not even got this 1 hour inverse this gap, but I wouldn't call that strong. We do have a 4 hour fair value gap. Maybe does price want to move into it? Maybe. But look, I can't wait all day for price, because look, price would have to come all the way down here. I don't think it's gonna do that. So anyway, I'm gonna just leave market be, and we'll update when something happens. When either we hit this, it's gonna be we either hit this first and we can move to break even, or we will be stopped. That's it. That's the next target. I'm not touching this trade, so I'll be back when I'm back. So this is what happened. I don't think it was. No, it doesn't. Yeah, man. We got stopped out. This is one of those moments where probability is part of the trade. It just doesn't play out in our favor. I mean, look, we're not even pushing back up yet, and our time to trade has closed significantly. So maybe we'll get PM session. We're filling in this 4 hour fair value gap. When I literally said, oh, maybe we want to come into this 4 hour fair value gap on NQ, obviously it did. ES is moving even further down. That just dumped. It was basically ES that controlled this whole move. So let's go through it. It was an A+ setup. I was sat downstairs. I was super disappointed over the last half an hour, however long it's been. Yeah, about 40 minutes since I was stopped out. And it's just one of those things. Now, let's have a look here. So everything, again, pre-market analysis as we went through the trade, it was great. And then we went on to, look, we wicked here. We wicked the lows as well, the pre-market lows. And the SMT was based on these 30-minute lows. And this hourly fair value gap, which NQ is now filling. But look, we've even took out Asia lows, bro, and London lows. I really did not expect that. Like, obviously, because look at it this way, right? The move that we've just made down, literally, if we just equally went up, my TP was here, or just above. It was like here, but that was like where I'd move to break even, because that was like the next kind of draw on liquidity. So yeah, it's like, I know that RR wasn't the best in like even my, it was like a 1 to 1.5, which is fine. It's not necessarily bad. But it was like, yeah, so look, we had 5 minute that wicked, and then we pushed up, 15 minute wicked, pushed up, continuation. It was actually a breaker structure down, so we broke structure back up. 30 minute was just a continuation back up, closing above London highs, hourly closed above London highs with the wick. It was a brilliant trade in that sense. But yeah, price just didn't want to do what we wanted to do, and even the 4 hour like closed bullish. Like, look, that's been the move down in the last hour. So if it can move that far down, it could have moved just as much up. So yeah. That's about it. There's nothing more to say. It was just a trade where everything lined up and market just didn't play out. So this is August price action. I may think of I'm gonna see how the next trade goes when it's like obviously a similar setup, because today was, and we had an initial great push up. Now the reason I didn't set to break even was because price didn't deserve my exit yet. We already took out London highs pre-market, so not pre-market, sorry, just on market open. We already took those London highs, so yeah. There's not much more else to say. But that's about it. Look, now the only look, we had a 1 minute break of structure here. Now, am I gonna worry about a 1 minute break of structure and a continuation even back into my look? Because we came in back into this inverse area that we were respecting initially. This inverse area, sorry, and this kind of main fair value gap, which we respected. That this was where I originally wanted my entry. Now, let's just say, for instance, I did get my entry. We got this gap, and then we probably had a continuation, probably somewhere like here, like that. Like, I probably would have set to break even here, absolutely, and I would have hit take profit here. So if I actually got my initial entry, but it didn't, I have to enter when market tells me to, because we only got this presented fair value gap that became the latest one. That is the one that we ended up that's the one we ended up using and then reacting off. So I've got to do that. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I will be trading London tomorrow on gold. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go anyway. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna be looking to trade gold tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's about it.